Hello, this is Geometry, Topic 1-3, Areas of Regular Quadrilaterals, which a regular quadrilateral is just a fancy name for a square. So, um, the method that we're going to be using is going to seem long and convoluted because there is an easier method for finding the area of a square than the method we're going to be talking about today. However, it's just a continuation of practicing solving for the area of many regular polygons. So we're going to go ahead and work through this using this method, and I want to see work for this method on your assignment today. So first off, let's label the parts of our regular quadrilateral, otherwise known as a square. Well, this is the length of a side. This dot is the center. Now you may remember from yesterday's assignment, we talked about the line that goes from the center to a corner is called the radius. And the line from the center perpendicular and bisecting the opposite side is called the apothem. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at example number 1. We want to find the area of the regular polygon below. So our apothem is 9. Now this time we are dealing with a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So this would be x, this would be x, and this would be x on the square root of 2. So let's go ahead and work with this. So if this is 9, that means that this is 9, which means that the whole side is 18. Now I have 4 of these sides, so 4 times 18 equals 72. My apothem, we said, was 9, and so we do 1/2 times the perimeter times the apothem, and we get 324. And this would be in square inches. Moving on to example number 2. We want to find the area of this particular square. This time they gave us the radius. Well, my radius is represented by x on the square root of 2, as you can see from this diagram up here. And so that equals 2 on the square root of 2. If I divide both sides by the square root of 2, I get that x equals 2, so that means that is 2, and this is 2, which means that our side is 4. So now, our perimeter would be 4 times 4, which is 16. Our apothem is 2, and so we do 1/2 times 16 times 2. The 1/2 and the 2 cancel, leaving us with just 16. Let's move on to example number 3. So far we've used, given the apothem, we've been given the radius. On problem number 3, we're given the radius again. So 5 on the square root of 2 means that this is just 5. So this is also 5, which means that the whole side is 10. Well, if the length of my side is 10, then my perimeter is 40. My apothem, we said, was 5. And so it's 1/2 times the perimeter times the apothem. So 1/2 times 40 times 5 equals 100. So we have 100 centimeters squared. Moving on to example number 4. They've given us the radius again. But this time it's a little more difficult. This time they just gave me 4. So 4 equals x on the square root of 2. If I'm to divide by the square root of 2, 4 over the square root of 2. I need to get rid of that square root of 2 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. That gives me 4 on the square root of 2 over 2, which is 2 on the square root of 2. Now, I showed you all that work simply to go, if you take the 4 and you divide it by 2, and then tack on the square root of 2, you'll know what your answer is. So let me work this a different way. So 4 divided by the square root of 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then I tack on the square root of 2. So that means that this is 2 square root of 2, 2 square root of 2, 4 square root of 2. So if that's 4 square root of 2, 4 times 4 is 16 on the square root of 2 is my perimeter. My apothem of 2 on the square root of 2. So do 1/2 times 16 square root of 2 times 2 square root of 2. Now, you might remember from yesterday that when we had the square roots of 3, we just kind of ignored it and put it back. That was because we only had 1. Today, we have 2 of them. So this is essentially, if I cross those off, I just multiply by 2 again. Okay? Those crossed off and turn into a regular 2. So I do 1/2 times 2 times 2. 1/2 and 2 cancel, leave me with just an area of 2. Hold on, I forgot that 16. Times 16, well 2 times 16 is 32. I thought 2 didn't quite seem right, so yes, I forgot my 16. Moving on to example number 5. We have a square, and the perimeter is 96. Well, to find the length of my side, I do 96 divided by 4, and I get that my sides are of 24. Which means that this is 12, and that is 12. So my apothem is 12. So 1/2 times 96 times 12 is 576. So we have 576 inches squared. On this previous problem we had inches, so it's also in inches squared. Now, you may look at this and go, hey, there's a much better way to find the area of a square. And I would agree with you, there is. However, the process of using this formula and working through using special right triangles, we're going to continue to use for the next couple of topics. And so we need you to practice with this method. And if you would like, you can always double check using a method that you know to be better. Good luck on your assignment, and have a good day.